Good afternoon, everyone, or good morning, or good evening, wherever you all are. Look at the panel today. Wow, are we spoiled or what? We have my wonderful husband on the right of me, and my wonderful, beautiful Elly on the bottom of me. How are you, first of all, Jim? How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. 2 days on a row. I must have been a real good boy.
And Elly, how are you, lovely?
Yeah, I don't mind being the bottom of you two. You behave yourselves.
Always.
We always behave, don't we, Jim?
Yeah. Look at that
sorry.
cheeky face.
which one?
Both of them.
Sorry to anyone that came at 1 o'clock. It was due to start at 1. I was on my way home and hit a massive diversion. Had to turn around, go all the way back. So had to put the show back half an hour. But let's see who's in the chat. Big up the Irish Hotspur Dave. Said
Come
just
on, Dave.
Kate, just say we're winning the league. It will make you feel better. You won't be hearing that from me.
I said we're
winning the league.
We are winning the league. I said we are winning the league.
Not from me. Not from me. Drew Lala says, hello, go and buy your thumbnail. Big up the gorgeous couple and my gorgeous Auntie Els, and big up everyone in chat. Big up Drew Lala. Big up Lee. Nice to see you as always. And Legacy 11, big up to you. Afternoon to Geordie. Shame about Newcastle last night getting bashed up, but there we go. Big up Ash, good to see you, lovely. And big up to Cole Simpson. How about if you're super positive at being super negative?
I think it's Cole Simpson's birthday today.
Is it? Cole, is it your birthday?
Yeah,
happy birthday. If it is,
I sent you a message on Facebook, Carl.
Oh, well, big happy birthday to you, Carl. Thank you for spending your birthday with us. What more can we say? What an honour. Exactly. Afternoon to El Dante. Hope you're doing good. We're all okay, thank you. Yes, it is almost the weekend. Wow, it's gone around so quick again. And only 1 day till Ange Ball. Big up Bobby K. Hope you are doing good. Mick Dundee, good day. Hope you are well. Nice to see you. Jamie Pretty, Manila calling. Are you in Manila?
I know him. He's lovely. He comes from Hotspur a lot.
Oh, okay. Hello, lovely Jamie Pretty.
That's a great name.
I love it, isn't it? It's a great name. And Cole saying, yes, he is indeed 41 today. So happy birthday to you.
Today, 41 today. Never been kissed. 41 today.
I bet he's been kissed a few times. So, yeah, everyone in the chat's wishing Cole a happy birthday. Yeah, so happy birthday, Cole.
So they should.
Exactly. I haven't been doing a Thursday show, but after all the drama that Elly and I faced on Monday night on the football terrace,
God.
and the fact that the clip seems to have gone viral, it's just everywhere. It's all over TikTok and Insta, and just everywhere. I thought we would open a little discussion about this whole positive, negative, deluded, super negative situation that we find ourselves in.
What I'm looking forward to, Kate, is us signing autographs at the Spurs ground because we're so famous. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, do you know what? Daniel E said to me last night, he said some of the people in the chat were saying that your debut was the best, one of the top 3 debuts of all time. And I went, oh, shut up. And I said, I'm so embarrassed. And he went, why? I went, because I look like an utter psychopath. I just went mad.
But I just like a psycho.
I didn't expect to go on a show and hear people say we're going to win the league. No doubt about it. Man City and mugs.
Well, I come on your show and we'll win the league. But I wouldn't say Man City and mugs, that's for sure.
Exactly that.
And actually, you didn't look like a psycho. You just looked like a well-balanced woman who's putting a little ute into place.
Yeah, well.
Thing is, can I just say, people are entitled to say they feel they're going to win the league, because if that's how you feel and it makes you feel good, and we're doing well, we haven't done well for a few years now, you know, and it's good to feel that. But to come on there and say we're going to beat Man City home and away and their mugs, and I mean, it's just ridiculous. They're the best. The Man City are the best team in the world at the minute because they've won the treble. You know, they've won the Champions League, won the Premiership, won the FA Cup. So, I mean,
we have to knock them off their perch, don't we? But it's going to be bloody hard. But we've given ourselves the best chance with this starting 11. If it all goes tits up, if we lose 2 or 3 of those, it's going to go tits up.
But the thing is, with that kid, I was like behind him, thinking, "Good on you, you believe."
Yeah.
And then he started talking some real crap, and I just thought, "What have you done?" He's going to put his dead tears. He's going to put Man City's tears in his beer. I was like, "Oh my God."
I didn't even think he was old enough to drink alcohol. I'm not going to lie. When I first saw his face, but there you go. Sorry to Jason Nunn for confuddling you with the change of time. Afternoon, Paul Connor. Beyond 72. Not wearing an Arsenal shirt today, Kate. No, there's no red on me. There's no red on me. That's the one argument I can't cope with.
Wash.
Yeah, it's in the wash. Geordie says the difference between you and him, you was respectful, he was a bellend. Lee said, big up for standing your ground against the geezer with glasses.
Do you know? You should have said to him, next thing you'll be telling me is you're not a virgin.
Oh, don't. Do you know what the thing was? I actually watched it back and I found it more offensive the way that Deji spoke to me, because he made himself big and got really aggressive. But it didn't bother me. It's just, I just think they're idiots.
But he did kind of backtrack later on.
Yeah, and he did message me after, and he did apologise and say, "Actually, I think you're right." Having watched it back, so
he's a man then for doing that.
He is a man for doing that.
I was going to say, like Ange Postecoglou said, any fan can feel the way they feel. Just feel the way you feel, right? And like that fan, he's not deluded because that's the way he feels, right? But he went a little bit over the top. OTT. You've got to put time out on these boys.
Yeah, I think he'd had a few too many sherbets. I don't know what you think, but
Elly, I can see a bit of your face. That's it.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
I'm getting so animated. I'm getting closer and closer to the screen. Let me go back a bit. That's better.
She's got James Bond behind her, haven't you, Elly?
I have. Look.
There he is.
Young Sean Connery.
Lovely Sean.
I'm going to get one of Pierce Brosnan as well because I like him better.
I like him better as well. What's the weather like in the Philippines, Jamie? I bet it's very different to what it's like here. It's absolutely peeing down again. Paul Connor says, in my opinion, we play one game at a time. We've got a tough period coming up. Palace, Chelsea, that's 2 derbies. Then we've got Man City, Villa and Newcastle. December is the big test for us this season, 7 games. I personally love how we are working up other fan bases, keep crying. Kate, who do you hate more, Ange or Spurs? Bobby, the answer is you. I hate you more because you're horrible.
I don't hate you, Bobby.
I think you could be positive and reasonable at the same time. Big up Mia. Bill says 9 games ago it was Levy out and the players are crap. 9 games later, there's not one mention of Levy and the players are prime Barcelona. Our fans are the epitome of the word Spursy. Big up, Kate. Thank you very much, Bill. So
Kate, I was just going to say, the other teams are playing 7 games as well. It's not just us.
Yeah, that's right.
Right, so it's all going to be balanced out. They're going to have difficulties. We're going to have difficulties. We're going to have our times we're going to exceed, and they're going to exceed. So let's see who exceeds the most after those 7 games.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I just think that a lot of the other teams, particularly the top teams that we're competing against, have got a lot better squad depth than we've got.
Yeah, that's the problem. That is one nail in our coffin if we allow it to be.
Yeah.
The other players who have to come in, if we do get injuries, they've got to bloody step up, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, I think the step down from Vicario to Forster is enormous.
Yeah,
it's massive.
Maybe not so much to Lloris if he's got the Lloris we knew 6 years ago.
Yeah, but has he still got that? Who knows? And as Paul says, and we've got another international break, which is in a couple of weeks as well. So we've got to pray that they all come back unscathed from that. But
why? Yeah, there's so many international breaks.
I know we were saying this to Sava. I don't understand what's going on this year.
Ridiculous.
Hello, mister. Look who I've got.
So, Ralphie.
He loves his dad.
My pussy's just over there. Don't tell everybody.
Geordie says, I wouldn't worry about us. Our season could be over after last night. Isak could be out for the rest of the season. Oh, my goodness. I didn't know that. Their striker, Isak. I didn't know he got injured.
That's a big loss.
Massive loss.
Massive.
He's such a good player. How we never went into him, I haven't got a clue.
Technically brilliant as well. I wanted to go in for him. I told Jack Kanicki early doors about him. Yeah,
I mean, do you remember on TalkSport, Jason Cundy was gushing about how brilliant he was and saying, I don't understand why a team like Tottenham haven't got in for him. Wow.
Well, I tell you something, Kate. Sean this morning, I watched Sean's, when he walks his dog.
Yeah.
When you was at your witch's house, your mum's house, I watched his video and he was talking about a striker that Tottenham are interested in.
Santiago Jimenez?
No, I can't remember his name. I'd have to. It was a funny name, right?
Bit like
oh my God, he looks so good. He scored. I think it's 10 goals in 5 games. But he's just broke a record. But he looks really good.
They all look good on show reels.
Well, I can only tell you what I watched some reels after I watched Sean, and he looks mustard.
I'll have to have a look.
Even Højbjerg looks good on reels. Everybody's getting them from me.
And
I pick out his best ones as well.
Has Tonali actually been sentenced to a 10-month ban now? I don't know. It all been
the other day.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking if I've missed something today, because obviously I've been out. No, I've been out all morning, so I don't know. Daniel E says, Dogi don't play on Friday. We'll see beforehand just how big of a step down it is when one of our 11 are out and have to play bloody Ben Davis at left back in 2023.
He doesn't have to, though. He can play VDV there and put Brian Hill or Johnson or Hulu on the left. Can't he?
He could do.
Yeah.
These are the obstacles that we've got to overcome, and it'll be interesting to see how Ange works with what he's got. Mick says 8 of the 11 could almost write their names into the starting lineup. The front 3 and what positions they play has been telling from the start. Yep. Darren D'Souza. Oh, I've not seen you before. Welcome to the site, whatever we'll call this, the channel. People in general love to hope. You cannot have an option and disrespect others. If they want to dream, it's good with all the shit that's been going on at a club. Exactly. I'm not telling people not to dream, right? But I just think if you come onto a massive show, which the Football Terrace is, I mean, they've got 347,000 subscribers, something like that. And you say, We are definitely winning the league. Man City are mugs. We're the second best team in England. We're going to smash Man City home and away. What you do is you make people like me, Sava, Perchy, Alan, Has, all the kind of level-headed fans job extra hard, because then all the fans from other clubs come in and go, your fans all think you're going to win the league and all think you're going to beat Man City and all think you're going to smash these and smash that. And then if we say, well, we don't, it's like, well, you're negative. And I'm not negative. I'm loving Ange and I think he can achieve great things. However, I'm not convinced yet after 9 games exactly what is going to happen in the future. As we've said, Elly, we don't know if he's going to be backed in January.
The guy's name is Serhu Guressi.
Yeah, someone's just put that. It's from Stuttgart.
That's it.
Yeah. Go on, Elly. What was you going to say? Yeah. No, have I?
Yeah. I was going to say, like, the young boy, right? He's got a good heart. He's a nice lad. He's just got carried away a bit, and like we are top of the league at the moment. But like I said when I came on, I said it can all go tits up. Really, it just, you know, we just got to keep our level head, one game at a time. Yeah, and then if we're still in the mix later on, then we can start, you know, geeing up our team, because at the moment we're going to get too far ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think it's great if people really truly want to believe we can win the league. I'm not saying no one can. It's not my place to say anyone can feel or do, you know, whatever they like. I just think you've got to rein it in a bit, because all we did last year was take the pee out of Arsenal fans coming on channels after a few games going, we're going to win the league, we're the best team. And now, and at the end of the season, everyone mugged them off. And you're opening yourself up to getting mugged off massively. What do you think, Jim?
Well, I don't care if they mug me off, because I'm just going to believe we're going to win the league till we can't. But if they want to mug me off at the end, if we don't do it, I don't really care, because I'm enjoying the ride, you know.
Yeah, but you can enjoy the ride without being deluded.
Maybe I'm deluded, but I just think while we're top of the league, right, until we start dropping down that league, I'm going to believe we're going to win it, and that's why I put my money on it. And I might be deluded, but I enjoy it. It gives me a good feel. It pumps me up. But I'm not. What I'm going to say, right, is I don't think any worse of anybody who thinks that we ain't going to win it, because sometimes I listen. Sava is really, really clued up on football, right? And I listen to him, and he puts doubts in my head because of some of the things he says. And I think, oh, I never thought of that. Oh, I never thought of that. But at the end of the day, as soon as I switch him off, I think, yeah, we're going to win the league. But it's just the way I feel.
Forget about Sava. Put him behind.
He does put doubts in my mind, because he comes up with some really good points. And Mia as well. I've watched a couple of hers where she said some things that's made me think twice, right? And but as soon as I switch him off, I think that's it, we're going to win the league. But if we don't, we don't. I don't care if people say to me, well, you said it. I say, yeah, I did say it, and I believed it, you know. But if we haven't, I'm not going to sit there crying in my beer like the guy said. I'll just say, well, we're dust down and we'll go back next season. You know,
like Jim, you know, like the song goes, another day in paradise. That's what we want to hold on to, because we're top of the league. We want to hold on to that feeling.
Yeah, of course.
There's nothing wrong with that, you know.
Course,
and we don't want it to go pear-shaped. We want to stay up there.
But the thing is, Elly, Kate knows what I'm like. If we lose a game, I won't sit here screaming and shouting at the telly. I did last season. Because
as you saw from the TikTok video.
It was so good. The football was so crap, you know. I was watching it thinking, oh my God, I've supported this club for over 50 years. And I can't believe this isn't Tottenham. Tottenham don't play football like this. No. You know, Tottenham don't sit back and wait to catch them people on the break. You know, so against certain teams, I understand that they did it. But against other teams that are just crap, you know, we was drawing and we were losing 1-0 against teams that we should have been, with the front line we had, we should have been attacking. But this year, I'm just loving the football. I just love it. This is Tottenham.
I know what you mean.
I'm going to believe we're going to win it until we can't.
I know what you mean.
I won't
You don't
cry
want
when
to
we
catch a
lose the game.
team with their pants down. You want to go full steam ahead, don't you?
Course.
And like take the game to them.
Yeah,
Why are we
that's
waiting
football.
for them to make a mistake?
But that's to me, that's not like anything special. That's how football should be played.
Yeah.
Football is about
it should
scoring
be.
goals. You can't
Yeah.
score goals if you've got 11 men back in your half.
I
You know? And I'm just absolutely loving this football, and I love watching it, and I can't wait till the next game. And when we lose, which is going to come a time we're going to lose a game, right? I won't sit here and cry. I'll say, right, next game, we kick on again.
Yeah.
Well, before you carry on, I just want to say big up to Nippon, Nick Brown, Daniel E, Ben Kaufman, Nita. All have come in the chat, and I haven't said hello to you, which I apologise for. So big up to all of you. Darren says Terry's triggered. He loves to create division in the fan base. He always disrespects Spurs. Well, I don't think he does. I think he gives us quite a lot of praise.
He does say
there was a
something
period where he was, but not anymore.
Yeah.
I think when Poch was in charge, like he said, he praised us. But then when we went downhill because of the football we were playing, that's what all fans were dissing us because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big up Nitrate. Good to see you as always. Mia says, big up, Jim. You stick to what you believe in. I try to be level-headed, but if others wish to dream, it's all good.
Thank you.
What I will say is, and Bobby says, hell yeah, Jim, we're winning the league. I'm with you. Mug posse in full effect. What I will say is that you talked about our team last season, obviously, how annoyed we were, and how you was ranting and raving on that video. We've gone from having the best attacking lineup under a defensive manager to now having a fantastic attacking manager and having not the best attacking lineup. I mean, Sonny is obviously the standout in our front three, where the other two, there's no sort of guaranteed starter. If they're all fit, Kulu is getting every game, but will he get every game? Will he put Brennan Johnson in Kulu's place? We don't really know, do we? Because obviously Solomon's not been fit. Brennan Johnson's not been fit. And when you've got Kulu, you've got Richie. We don't really know. We've got Hill still. You don't really know who those two wingers are going to be. What do you think?
Well, my niece said something very poignant, right? I don't know if you two have seen Brian Hill and Bentancur in training. They were doing the best shots I've ever seen. Flipping hell, especially Bentancur. Actually, both of them. I'm giving them props to both of them because, like, Hill was pinning them. He did one shot that, like, went right into the top right-hand corner of the goalie, right? And then Benny, one touch, bang! Oh, my God. And they were jumping on top of him.
That goal was brilliant.
Brilliant. I'm looking forward to seeing Benny come back, but I think Sar's going to be the one who's going to be dropped, isn't it?
Did you see when he scored it?
Not dropped, rotated.
They all jumped on him and they were all cuddling. And
I know, they were all cuddling him.
Yeah, it's nice to see
brilliant.
that. It's nice to see there's so much tightness in the group.
He's got that in his locker, though, Benny. He's got that sublime touch, hasn't he? He's a bit like, he reminds me of Berbatov, but as a midfielder.
I was going to say that. He's got a touch like Berbatov, silky smooth, and it's an instinct. It's not something you could teach. It's just an instinct. Yeah, exactly. Big up, man, Latata. But anyway, as I was saying, so with regards to the wingers, you never really know who he's going to start. If you've got all of them fit, he's got a plethora of choices, but has he got the quality there?
A what?
Plethora.
What's that mean? I never heard that word.
Means many.
You've never... it means a range of choices.
What was it? Plethora?
Yeah.
Never heard that.
Haven't you?
No.
It's like when you've got a lot of women, Jim. When you're
lovely. I like
plethora of women.
I've got a plethora of women.
Exactly.
Don't tell Kate.
I'll pretend I didn't hear that. If you've got a fully fit Solomon, Hill, Richie, Kulu, Brennan Johnson, who do you start on the wings? That's it. I'll ask Jim first.
Yeah.
Say the same again. I've got who?
If you've got, say, Hill, Solomon, Richie, Kulu, and Brennan Johnson, they're our wingers. aren't they?
Yeah.
That are likely to
see,
come
if
back.
it was me, I would start trying BJ on the right, and I would try Kulu on the left and see how he does. But I mean, I like Solomon. I'm too unbalanced here. I like Solomon. I don't know what I've seen of him so far. I like, and I just think if he gets a good run, he could be a good player for us. Good player. I mean, I got to see more of Hill. You know, we saw him in with Conte here and there, but that didn't suit him. So, all right, Ben. So I that's what I would try, but he's probably going to stick Kulu back on the right, and then if he does, I think I like Richie on the left, even if it's only for one half. I thought he did fantastic the other day in the first half. Kate, don't cover your eyes, darling. It's only my opinion. I'm not a football manager. I can only give you what I think.
Thank God for that.
Well, I thought he done brilliant the first half, Richie.
He did well at winning the ball back.
Yeah, but that, and he got an assist, right? But you seem to put a downward thing on him winning the ball back. It's so important because it gets the attack started again. You know?
Yeah, no, I did say to you after the first half, I was really impressed. It's probably the best 45 minutes I've seen him play for us. But then the second half, while he was there, it was rubbish.
I'm not ready to actually write Richie off yet. I'm sorry.
Oh my God! Yesterday you were. Today you're back on
No,
the
as a
Richie
striker,
train.
I like him when he comes on, when he's on the wing and he fights. I love fighters, and he's a fighter for the ball. He went back and was helping the defenders, you know. But the second half, he was massively disappointing.
Yeah.
What do you think, Ellie, about the wingers?
Where I was standing, they love him. They absolutely adore him. They sing his name. They want. You know what it is? It's an underdog. Somebody who's
Richie. You're talking about
Richie,
right?
I'm talking about. Yeah, he's an underdog, right? And he's had quite a hard rap from a lot of our fans. I'd say the majority of our fans are against him. I'd say it's like 80%, maybe 90% against him, right? So he did have a very good first half. He assisted, he was pressing, he was working hard. And then the second half was a big, massive drop-off. But that's what Richie's like. Do you know what? He's got to get his focus right. When he's focused and he's in the game and he's using all those shithousery that he's got, he's using all the sort of... He's got quite a lot of technical skill, but the first touch is not there. Once he's got it under control, he's fine, right? But he loses the ball quite often. But in that first half, he wasn't. And he was pressing them so high that they couldn't get out. And we created a lot of chances because of his pressing, right? But he's got to continue it. He's got to focus and put in that extra effort on both halves, you know?
Yeah.
I like this from Mick Dundee. Yeah,
I'm with you, Jim. I've followed Ange since he was in Oz. I've got Spurs 12-1 for the league, 150-1 for the league FA Cup double, and 100-1 to beat Palace 5-0. Easy money.
I got 14-1 for us to win the league, and I got 150-1 for the double, and I'm going to back 5-0, 5-1 against Palace.
Right.
Big up Tony Luxor, who sneaked in. I didn't. Nice to see you. Haven't seen you for ages. I hope you are doing good. You've been missing in action. Where have you been? Big up to also Aaron Lawrence, who has just come in. Nice to see you as always. Ben says Bentancur is the best player in the world. I've got to back my fellow Bens. That's the Ben code.
Ben code.
He's brilliant.
Bobby says, Jim, your wife big time now, football terrace legend. Get used to her being dem biggin words. There's only plethora. Good morning, Kate, Jim and Ellie. G'day to you, Dave H. She said, I've been watching Spurs since 66. I've seen good times, bad times and glorious times. Will always love my club but never get carried away.
I've been watching them for around about the same time as Dave.
Same here. Yeah, because I was born 62, so yeah.
I was 62.
62, I know.
I was 78.
Born in 62, weren't they, Jim?
Right. 78, lucky me.
Mark CFC, big up to you. Always good to see you. He said, what a lovely surprise when you're not expecting a stream. Hope you're okay, lovely people. Yeah, we're good.
Mark.
Thank you for asking. Bill says, just what we want from our wingers, their defensive attributes. That's my sentiments exactly. They're not for me, but, you know, I just think we've got to put...
Kate, you need defensive players up front as well, because you defend from the front. Yeah. If they don't get through, then they're not going to score, are they? Because we're pressing them so well.
I mean,
so there's I don't know.
Go on. Sorry, Elly. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, like, if you've got good pressing forwards and good pressing midfielders, then the defence are going to have an easy day, aren't they?
And there is times, Elly, you're exactly right, because there is times that they're going to need to come back and help. You know. Yeah. It's not going to be it's going to be an onslaught for us all the time. Forward. There is going to be times when we're going to be under pressure.
Do you know what I think it is? I think if we had Kulu, say, on the left and we played Johnson on the right, Johnson is more attacking and will bring that threat from that side. And then you've got Kulu, who's a more hold up the ball kind of player. But it just seems like neither of our wingers go forward enough. That's me. That's how I feel. We could have one or the other.
I think Kulu is attacking.
Yeah,
he has got attacking him, right? But he just do you know what it is? He's not an exciting player to watch because of his pace. He lacks pace. If he had that extra Johnson pace, you imagine what different player he'd be. Because he'd be more confident that he can beat the player. Because those defenders, they track back as well. So you've got to beat them twice sometimes. You know, it's not easy when you lack pace, but he's an intelligent boy. He uses the ball very well and he keeps the ball very well. And if you've got the ball, the others haven't got it to score.
True. That's very true. Jason says, I apologise, just had to go and watch the spat on the football terrace. That lad needs a dig on the high road. May knock some sense into him. Imagine someone talking to a woman in his family like that. I just think, children. What can I say?
Yeah, he's 23 though. He should have a bit more savvy than 23.
Yeah, that's true.
I've done a lot at 23, and I had a lot more brains than him. That's for sure.
Afternoon, Jose says, afternoon, campers. I'm on the side of positivity about all things in life, and this includes our beloved Spurs. Daniel E says, the first touch is one of the most important things you need as a forward these days. In all honesty, if Richie was sold tomorrow, would any of us be bothered? I wouldn't. I'd be celebrating.
I wouldn't be bothered.
Get better.
We need a striker that can score. I hope they do sell him.
Yeah, because it's not worth having. Like, we big him up over his shithousery and his hard work, but you've got to work smart, right? He doesn't work intelligently and smartly. And that's why he doesn't get into the positions where he can score. And the one time that he did in the match, he muffed it.
Yeah. He didn't even hit the target, did he?
No.
But that's the thing for me. He's not scoring, so I wouldn't be bothered if he went. But when he does come on, I'm not just going to put him down if he's had an half decent game. And the first half, I thought he was good. Second half, he was absolute pony.
Ants.
Big up Donovan. He says Richie posted a video of him successfully trapping the ball with his back when he was at Everton, like he tried on Monday night, right after Ange reamed him out. Cheeky boy, as if to say, I can do it. Yeah. Get that. Richie nearly put another dent in the cockerel the other night. Yep. I don't think the ball's come back down to earth yet. Can you see Bentancur getting a cameo against Palace to get some minutes? Not me. I don't think so. I think it's going to be the end of November, maybe beginning of December. What do you two think? I'll let you go first, Elly. Sorry, Jim.
Yeah, no, I can't see him. I can't see him. Maybe for the Chelsea match, he might be on the bench just to give the little frighteners on Poch.
Yeah,
put a little dig in. We've got Benny on the bench. On the bench.
What about you, Jim?
I just think it all depends how his training's going. He's been back in training over a week now. A week, 2 weeks, is he? It depends how it's going. He might get if it depends on the score as well. If we're winning 3 or 4-0, he might stick him on for 10 minutes.
I just think he's so important in January and possibly even in December with all the games, but January, particularly when we lose Basura and Sarr, that he might not risk him too early.
Elly.
Yeah.
62. Yeah, just missing out on the double. I know.
My brother Boo was born 61, so my brother Lou was born 1951 when we won the league as well. So my family are really lucky to Spurs.
Well, you need to have a baby this year somewhere in your family.
Do you know what I mean? Well, Sophie's getting married next year, so she'll be soon popping a baby out.
Daniel says, when you're talking about a winger and talking about their defensive contributions more than their attacking contributions, the problem is right there. It should be the other way round.
He's right there.
I'll get your point, Daniel.
That's why I wouldn't care if we sold Richie. But I'm not, if he comes in and he does well, in whatever aspect he does well, I'm not going to put him down for the sake of putting him down.
That's right.
Remember, all these players were signed for the club. They're all professionals. It will take time for them to get back after the crappy 2 coaches put them through. Come on, you Spurs from Kenya. Big up, Darren. What are you going to get for Richie? What would be palatable to the club? I'd take a bag of jelly babies and a packet of crisps, mate.
Jose,
what flavours?
Any.
Clue. I mean, if they got back 30 million for him, right, I would be amazed. I think it's going to be between 15 and 20 million.
It'd be the biggest feat that Daniel Levy's pulled out.
But, well, do you know the good thing? The only good thing about it is because he's Brazil's number 9. That's good. That puts value on him.
It does. It does.
I still think we should approach Everton to loan him back with an obligation to buy for 30 million, something like that. They're still laughing all the way to the bank.
We give you Richie, and we'll have Elly back.
Yeah. I don't know if I want Elly back, but I just don't want Richie.
A lot of hate mail because of that.
The thing is, how long do you keep hold of him and hope that he comes good? Big clubs would just ship him out. I don't see the point of hanging on to him. I just don't think he's ever going to be good enough. But
I think he'll be gone in January or the summer.
Let's hope Saudi come in for him.
I don't think Angie keep him.
Yeah, I agree, Bobby K. Benny coming back from a long injury. We need him in January, so ease him back in. Yeah, agreed. Yeah. I want to ease him back. Torn ACL worries me bringing him back too early. Can't see you using Bentancur this early after that long out. Yeah, I agree. Mia was born in 82 when we always won. Don't bring Benny until December. He needs those muscles. 20 million if we're lucky, says Daniel E.
Okay.
Or unless, what?
Send Bobby the link.
Yes. Send Bobby the link. Bobby.
Did he message me, Bobby? Yeah. He did. Sorry, Bobby. I didn't see it. My phone's up on the shelf. Jim always tells me off for looking at my phone.
Yeah.
I do. When I watch her on streams and she's looking at her phone, I tell her off.
But it's never because... I was going to say...
You know you're going to get sick now.
I know.
Save Jim.
That's all right. It's my show, so I can kick him out.
Look at Daniel. He said 20 million if we're lucky, and I think he's 100% right.
The reason I look at my phone is never because I'm like texting my friends or anything. It's because I'm looking up news or about a player or something like that. It's never just to be rude. I just want people to know that. Intact Jack was born in 08 when we also won. Yeah, in fact. Why has nobody talked about Sonny's first touch? Last year, rubbish. This year, exquisite. Yeah, I just said he's without doubt the standout player in the front three. I don't think there's any question about that.
When I answer that, Tony, you would never, ever, ever get me say a bad thing about Sonny. I love Sonny. He's one of my favourite players ever to play for Spurs. I just love him.
Yeah. 152 goals as well, man. Fantastic.
Daniel, he's right. I never thought of that. The mess that Everton are in with their possible 12-point deduction as well. They're not going to be able to afford to pay Richie, are they?
Yeah, but leave it take fucking £10 a week or something. You know what he's like.
Who would you take? Say we swapped him for an Everton player. Who would you take off Everton? Not Dele Alli, obviously. That was just a joke.
I'm trying to think who they've got.
I don't know.
I wouldn't take Calvert-Lewin. I know that.
No, because he spends more time in the injury room. I mean, I can't think of any of their players that are outstanding.
I'll take Decore because he's a decent midfielder and he's got shithousery and he'd be a good replacement if we need. You know, when you need to shore up games, if we're going to lose Højbjerg, he'd be a natural person to come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just looking. Oh, guy, Idris Gaya is reasonably decent, but I don't see that happening. But anyway, we'll see. How long has Bentancur been out? Oh my God, what is it? 9 months or is it longer than that?
It's not far off a year, is it?
Yeah. When we played Leicester, isn't it? He got injured. He scored the goal and he done his cruciate knee ligament.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Everton might take a loan, being as they might be losing 12 points. They will need him every game. Yeah. But then we're back to the same position when with people like Tanguy and Dembele that are going to come back because no one's going to want to bloody buy him. Forest love signing players. Send him there. Yeah, they do. Anana or their young fullback. Are you talking about Jack Harrison?
Yeah.
He's quite decent. Anana's a good player as well. I agree with that.
Is Jack Harrison on loan or did they buy him?
I think they bought him, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
But I think they bought him. Beyond says, I wouldn't swap Sonny for any other player in the world. Needs to stay at the club for life. I'm not going to lie. I would swap him for Haaland purely because Haaland's a lot younger. Sonny's, what is he, 31 now?
I'd swap him for Haaland and De Bruyne.
I love Sonny. When Sonny has a bad game, I can't put him
down. Nobody, maybe just an Anna, but that's a push, yeah. Big up, Leo. Good to see you. Hope you're well, lovely. Tony says, question for Elly. What position did you play?
I was a cam. I was like Maddison and Modric. That's who I likened myself to. Yeah, because I was a very creative player. But I was small like Modric as well. Like I'm only 5'5", so I could weave in and out.
Little Elly.
And I had a bit of pace on me. I had a little bit. I wasn't Kulu pace, just put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love
Everton are trying to renegotiate the Delhi deal because they may have to pay us 10 million soon and they can't afford it. Bentancur went out in February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. Oh, so nearly 9 months. I was right.
Yeah.
So can I ask you two a question?
Yes.
Yeah.
If Everton, now I know they're in trouble for money, and I know there's that points that might be hanging over them. So if they turned around and said to us, "We'll just give you Delhi back and we'll call it quits," would you be happy?
Yeah. Do you know what? I was joking about Delhi, but it depends what Delhi you get back, innit? If you get the Delhi that's got focus, and you know he wants to come and play football, and like concentrate on his football career, because he's got a skill set that's fantastic. Yeah. But
I wouldn't do that deal, not in a million years. But can I just call it? It's just say here before I say hello to Bobby. Talk about Colin. I am enjoying it. This is the problem. This is the whole point. I'm saying I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it. But I don't have to say we're winning the league to be a positive fan. This is the whole point of the show.
You're
shut up, Bobby K. I can remove you anytime I want. I've got the power. How are you, How are you, lovely? Are you well?
Good morning. How is everybody? Good morning, Jim. I've noticed quite the change since your wife went on football terrace.
I know these big words. I can't get these big words out.
Fancy words and shit like that. Don't worry, brother. I just in that package of shirts I sent you a thesaurus and a dictionary. So. Or Will, if you're watching, you know what to get your dad for Christmas.
How you doing, Bobby? How's everything in Canada?
Just a quick question for Jim. At the end of the season, which mug do you want to use for our logo? This one?
That one.
I like this one. Yeah, with the blue, right?
Yeah.
Nice little blue in it, right? So.
Honestly.
Like Man City blue, though.
Well, they didn't have a dark one, Elly. Sorry, it's all that comes in there.
Right, no,
it's one of those frozen mugs things. You freeze
Man
it.
City colours.
Bob
hey,
Belch,
I'm
big
saying
up.
we're going to win the league. It's you two up there that are.
No, I said take one game at a time. I said we're doing well.
Bob Belcher says, just watch back our lovely girls on the football terrace. Big up, you nailed it. Thank you.
Bob Belcher.
We tried our best. It's not easy trying to.
Levy as well, didn't I?
You did. Yes, you did. It's not really that difficult to do because he's a twat. But everybody seems to think he's going to change, so we'll see. It says, yeah, exactly. It might not happen for a couple of seasons, but imagine Kane not being happy in Germany and we're top of the league. Does he come back in January? I hope we're in a position where
he's already unhappy. Jay was showing me an article. Big K was showing me an article about how Bayern might be coming in for Dyer. That was, a summer rumor, but apparently it's a pretty strong rumor. To bring his buddy over there for him and give him a little bit of company because they know he's going to be a cheap buy, and I guess they're willing to take the hit on the wages just to keep their new star man happy. So
they need somebody to clean Kane's boots, don't they?
Yeah.
Keep him company on the bench.
So I see he's going to go over there to be his driver.
Yeah, chauffeur.
Well, Geordie's just said, will Dyer still be there after January? Well, by the sounds of it, no. And let's hope so, because I don't want him anywhere near.
So I said to you, Kate, months ago that Dyer will never play for this club again, and I stick to that. I don't care if he's on the bench. I don't think you'll ever put him on.
So taking off your I don't want to call you deluded, but your dreaming hat, your dreamers. And your look at Dyer, look. Dyer's on the screen. Yeah, boo.
Stop mugging me up. Stop mugging me up. Stop it. All right. Leave me alone. It's not my fault. I'm slow and shit.
I need my Cocodamol after I've seen that.
I want that bad of Richie. Give me McNeil from Everton. Yeah. Big up, Ronnie.
Yeah, he's a decent player.
I'm worried tomorrow about Palace. I have a bad feeling. Hope I'm wrong. A few people have said that. I was just going to say to Bobby and Jim, really, if you take off your eternally optimistic hats just for a second, do you think that anyone that's kind of trying to be a little bit level-headed and saying we started off brilliant, but I just don't think we're there yet, are negative? Or do you think it's just that they're
it's realism, Kate? We're coming out. Oh, sorry, Jim. Did you want
to
go?
No, you go first.
Okay, Jim ran away. For me, it's there's nothing wrong with being cautiously optimistic right now because of the pain and suffering we've had under this ownership for 23 years. We have no right, as far as I'm concerned, to just assume that after 9 games, all of a sudden we're back, we are firing, we're on the trot, we're winning everything. But that being said, I'm of the flip side. You know how I am. It's just things have been so miserable, and I rely on this club to bring me joy in life. I rely on them to lift my spirits and bring me passion, and that alone is enough to excite me and breathe new life into me, kind of thing. And you know what's going on right now with me, guys. So this is very important to me right now. That's why I want to be happy and deluded and like I said, you know me, I want to be outside playing with my unicorn under the rainbow while, making women fall from the skies towards me and, say, oh, we are here to do whatever you want. And then me and Jim are running around naked with our mugs on our head. Good times, right? That's the kind of happiness I want. Jim wants to look over, see you sitting on the bench, watching us enjoy ourselves while you pet Jizzy the gerbil. There's good times to be had, and I'm just wanting to go that good time right now. I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're negative in terms of being, a little bit pessimistic, because history has served us poorly, especially again under this ownership. Even worse is we brought in a no-name manager and got rid of our biggest player, and we shelved our captain. Where is Lloris? What are we paying him for? To sit up in the stand now and watch the games? Like it's the movement is in the right direction, but we are still far behind. But at least the train is out of the station. It's headed in the right direction. We're not at our destination yet. We will get there. If we can do it this year somehow, even pick up one of those 2 trophies that we're still eligible for, I think that we as Spurs fans should be beyond over the moon. There's absolutely nothing to be complaining about. To me, I'm more frustrated with the fans that sit here and still go, it's not that you're questioning, can we get it done, or even saying, oh, it's a bit, let's not get ahead of ourselves. That there's nothing wrong with saying that. The ones I have an issue with are the ones that are sort of, oh, well, this board, they're still shit. Watch, Tottenham are going to be crap. These players are crap. They're going to show you, that's negative to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Somebody
Yeah.
could just bashing you down and saying well, you wait till they're gonna be shit. I know they're shit. They're gonna show you. Take off your Spurs kit, man. Like seriously. Yeah, I'm deluded, happy on that full Ange train at the front, eating caviar with my boy Jim and Kuva. You know, we're sipping champagne. We're in first class. While Kate's kind of way behind chasing the caboose there on foot. But I don't see anything wrong with either side of that. To me, again, negative is the ones that even right now with everything going on will not admit that things are good right now.
Yeah.
And things look good right now. That to me is negative. The ones that are sitting there saying, "Oh no, Levy's going to screw this up still." Watch, you're going to find out Postecoglou's a fraud. Blah blah blah. Lang is a nobody. Scott Munn is a no name. Blah blah blah. This is all about marketing. I don't give a shit. I don't.
Yeah.
That's negative to me. What you and Elly say, you know what I mean? Guys, calm down. You're getting a bit ahead of yourselves. That's nothing wrong with that.
I don't want to calm down.
Men tend to get excited really quickly. Flash us a pair of boobies and hey, we're in heaven. So,
we should be proud. We should be proud that we've achieved this much in such a short time.
Yeah,
exactly.
And
everybody should have that right now, Elly.
Yeah,
everybody should be very proud and excited about what we're doing right now.
And
that's our bare minimum.
Everybody's talking about Tottenham in a good way. Last year, everybody was talking about Tottenham in a bad way.
Yeah,
but this year, I watched some things on YouTube this morning, TalkSport and some other things, some of these ESPN, and they're all talking about Tottenham in a fantastic way. I mean, last year, whenever you watched anything, it was always doom and gloom.
I know.
Yeah. For 5 years, we said Levy out. We were called negative. Yet a few months ago, Levy admitted he screwed up. So, as a negative bunch, we're right. Big up, Stell. What I will say is, this is what I said to Jacob on the football terrace. Levy has admitted he was wrong before. Maybe it wasn't on a fan forum, but Jim and I watched a video of him on Bloomberg, and he said that he'd made loads of mistakes. One of them being sacking Pochettino. So he has said that he's made mistakes before. It's now whether he chooses to change and rectify those mistakes by investing into... We
won't know that for another 3 months, Kate.
Well, more than that, because it's not just January. He's got to do it continuously.
Yeah,
we've got to have window after window.
January will be chapter 1 in a sense.
Yeah,
or chapter 2 now. Chapter 1 was bringing in Ange and bringing in the players that he has thus far. We still got a lot of dead wood to clear out and everything. I don't know who that is from Tottenham Way. I'm going to assume it is Stell, because they're right. Him, Daigle, there's quite a handful in the community that they know their football. They know what they're talking about. They know the ins and outs of the way the board works and everything. And they were completely against everything that was happening. And I got to the point. I've always been the deluded optimist. And Brian knows that. And it used to frustrate the hell out of him why I wouldn't see his angle. And I slowly, towards the end of Conte's tenure, slowly started to shift. And I'm so glad he left before I completely converted over. Because I'm not that person. I don't want to be that person. Like I said, I rely on these guys to bring me joy. And that's all I look at. I try not to look at the negatives because it's always easy to find negatives in anything. I find negatives in my day-to-day life. I'm just really happy right now in terms of what's happening in the moment.
Bobby,
we have a lot to do still. There's no doubting that. Can't argue that. Sorry?
I was exactly the same as you with Levy, right? I wouldn't go over that. I wanted Levy out, but he slowly pushed me that way.
Yes.
Right? But I'm still not Levy out, right? I'm Levy, move to what you're good at and let the people do the football that are good at doing the football. Because I think if we lose Levy out of this club on the business side, I think we're losing something. But he needs to stay away from the football side of it.
And which it seems like he's kind of doing, Jim, and let's just hope that continues. The problem is this is the kind of guy, 23 years of putting his hands in the pie. He's not going to just stop all of a sudden. He's not.
He said it.
I'm hoping all that negativity and the point where I think it was his daughter turned around and said, "Dad, I don't want to go to games because I'm scared because of all the chants against him and the negativity towards him and everything." Maybe it was the kick in the head that maybe righted the ship finally. I'm still going to be a little bit weary of that. I'm not going to fully believe that he's a changed man. Leopards don't change their spots, right? So
Yeah.
They do sometimes.
He did
Yeah.
say when Paratici come in, he'd take a
Let's
step
hope
back,
so.
but he can't help himself. He just
Yeah.
Elly, did you see this comment? Queen Elly compared herself with Modric. You must have been balling. Big up yourself.
Yeah, because I was about the same height
Better
as
than
him.
Modric.
I was about the same build of him then.
Right,
Not so
Nick.
much now.
Mm.
Right, but what I was going to say about Levy before
Thanks,
I
Nick.
forget, right, even when he sacked Poch, he wasn't sure whether he did the right thing because he came out and said it. He was really beating himself up about it because he didn't know whether he'd made the right decision. And then he realised when he brings in these big win managers, it wasn't the right fit. It wasn't, and it didn't work out. But first of all, he didn't even bring in a big manager. He brought in Nuno.
Yeah, I think that was desperation because no one else
Yeah.
come in.
I like this. I like
Yeah,
this
this
one
is so
from,
true. Now we're telling everyone to calm down, saying that they're going to win the league, and we're being called negative. No disrespect to the younger or newer fans, but please listen to us older fans every once in a while. The thing is, negative is positive. For example, if you say Richie is crap, you're negative. But if he keeps starting games and missing chances, how is that positive? That's what I think. It means we want better for our club. We've got higher standards than what we're getting. That's how I feel anyway. But
we need a striker that scores.
yeah, of course you do. That's his job.
Yeah,
I mean, it's all very well saying when he wins the ball back and he tries and he does this, but they have to still put the ball in the net. That's what they're paid to do. That's their job. That's their position. That's what they need. Have a good workforce to run the football side of things. It'd be nice to see if Levy steps down from that side of running the club and let the people with a footballing brain run things. Yeah, like Johan Lange or Lange. I've never know how to say his name. And Scott Munn. Then you've obviously got.
I still don't know what that guy does.
They're not really
I still don't know what he does. I really don't know what he does. I don't know what he's done or what he does.
He's like a commercial businessman.
Right, okay.
He was more like a marketing kind of guy.
So is Johan Lang is the one who's been brought in to do the football thing?
Right.
Yeah, he's more of he's like a stats man, and he's got a football background, which is good, you know. But I think Angie's going to be the big master here, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Well, the proof's going to be in the next few windows.
That's what Bill Nicholson did. He didn't let anybody interfere. He said, "I'm the manager. I'll make the decisions."
Yeah,
that was different though, Ellie. Now that it's become more, that was when football was football. You know, you guys, even the people that watched football back then, like we didn't have the privilege of being able to watch it on telly here. You guys say how much the game was more aggressive, how it was a man's game kind of thing. They were allowed to play. There was tackles allowed, this and that. Everything's getting softer. Marketing is more important. You know, I think sometimes players are bought more based on what their value is in terms of shirt sales than what their footballing abilities might be.
Well, this is what I'm saying about Richie, that someone will buy him because he's Brazil's number 9. You know?
Oh, this has to be still because he is an Arsenal fan, isn't he? He wore the Arsenal shirt, didn't he?
Big up, Stel. Just want to say thanks for the shout out last night on your show with Mari, just talking about the football terrace again. I just, do you know what, the whole you're an Arsenal fan, I haven't heard that for years since I was like at school. It's just the most pathetic argument. I can't cope with people that can't debate and just use that argument. And big up to AJ, who's just come in as well. Steve D said, enjoy by all means. Everyone's loving it, but without expectations, I will be over the moon with top 6. Just to see the Spurs way again is more than enough. This is what I said backstage to that kid with the glasses, Harry. I said, you've set your expectations now up here. You're going to win the league. So unless Ange actually wins the league, he's let you down. You're going to be disappointed. Whereas us, normal fans, like when I say normal, I mean realistic fans, just wanted to see football, us to have a philosophy, us to start playing the Tottenham way. And if we can get you any sort of Europe, it'll be brilliant. But now all of a sudden, people are talking about winning the league. It's just bonkers.
But the thing is, Kate, listen, the thing is, right, I'm a real optimist in anything I do, you know that, right? And it's all right to say you feel you're going to win the league. There's nothing wrong with that, right? To feel it makes you feel good. And I honestly believe we can win the league this year. And I know you think I'm deluded, but I think we can win the league this year if everything falls in place. We need things to fall in place, no injuries.
If Sputs and monkey nuts.
All right, but we need no injuries, right?
Just keep doing what we're doing right now.
And we need to play in January, right?
Yeah, just carry on.
Carry
on this trajectory. We'll be
the
fine.
thing is,
this is what's funny though, Jim. We're called deluded for being deluded. You can't be either or. You can't say no, we're not winning the league. It's not realistic. You're negative. If you say, oh yeah, you know what, we're off to a great start. I'm seeing what Andrew's saying. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know Spurs history. You're a new fan. This and that. You're deluded. You're stupid. Go learn your football kind of thing. Yeah. I'm an optimist. I don't really care. You know, whatever you want to put me in, whatever label, that's not going to bother me because I know how I feel, and that's not going to be changed by somebody else's opinion. I'm a grown man, so you know maybe if I was younger, you might be able to sway me. But at this point, I just think it's funny that in our own fan base, like you put and somebody put in the chat already, if you say we're not going to win, you're negative. If you say we are going to win, you're deluded.
Yeah.
We just don't want to give our own fans a break. We can't just sit here together and hold hands and sing Kumbaya and eat s'mores over a nice fireplace and, you know, live that Disney movie bullshit.
Well, everybody's allowed to have their own opinion, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. If you, like Kate says to me and Kate sit here and talk about Tottenham all the time, and she thinks that I am off my rocker, right, for thinking we can win it. But I say to her, well, maybe you're right, but it's the way I feel, and it's the way I want to see it. But I won't say to Kate, right, that you're negative, because she doesn't believe, and when she talks to me about it, I think, you know what, she makes so much sense, it's unbelievable. So it's not, to me, it's everybody's allowed their opinion, but when you go on somewhere and you say City are mugs, and we're going to beat them home and away, now that's taking it to a different level.
Yeah.
You know, so you should be allowed to have your opinion either way without someone putting you down.
Yeah.
You know, but when you start talking crap like that, and then you're asking to be put in the mud.
Yeah. This question from Stell: what do you think on Cullen, Levy, Mum, Paratici, Lange, and too many cooks? Sava had me on his show actually the night that the Johan Lang was appointed, and that was the phrase I used. Too many cooks spoil the broth. But part of me thinks that if Paratici is going to stay on, has this Lang come in as kind of like the front of it all? Because obviously Paratici is not supposed to be doing any transfer dealings, so he could be cooking away in the background. But
so he's an advisor still, right?
Yeah. But he's not allowed to get involved with actual transfers. But he could be doing it in the background, but have Lang as the face of it.
Yeah.
So there's that. Yeah. Or if he's not, why are they not getting rid of Paratici? Because as much as he's done a good job and everything else, it's not really good publicity for the club to have someone like that around, in my opinion.
Hey, I think
he hasn't been proven guilty yet, has he?
Well, I don't know if he's been proven guilty, but I think everyone pretty much
knows
he's
charged. Yeah. I know that everything went into the court system, but
I thought he had a ban.
You're innocent.
Yeah, he has.
He did. He did. He had a ban. So he was found guilty.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say, right, it's all right if, as long as they're sous chefs and the master chef is Ange Postecoglou. You know, he like Bobby alluded that it's changed, but the manager should have the biggest say in what players. Like you can put forward all these players, like Lange, you'll say this player statistically is better than that player, right? Do you fancy him, right? But if he thinks the other player who hasn't got such good stats, I fancy him because he fits my system better, I want to go for that player, that should be his decision, you know, because he knows himself, because he's been a football manager for many, many years. Even though he hasn't got a big name in England, doesn't mean he hasn't got a big name elsewhere, right? Yeah. So he should be the one pulling the strings, and I hope Levy allows that to happen and doesn't let the others make all the decisions for Ange, because then it will go pear-shaped, because Ange will be miserable because he hasn't got the players that he wants.
Yeah.
But now you're talking sense, Elly. And that again explains why a lot of our fan base is still a bit pessimistic, because we've never done things that make sense.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
It's not reality. That's what sucks. You know what I mean? But I say, I just I'm trying to avoid going over to that side, right? But when you do things like that push people, like Jim said, Levy was pushing us basically to that side.
Yeah, he pushed me there.
Unwillingly, because I've until I came into this community, I didn't know shit about the board. I couldn't tell you anybody other than Daniel Levy. I really didn't know how things operated. I just knew a little bit about the football kind of thing and enjoyed watching it. And now coming into this and listening to a lot of you guys, talking to a lot of you guys, this is where you learn about how things are really being run. And it's, the questions arise. What's more important? Football, business, this, property development, that, concerts, football, American football, so.
Bobby, let me ask you something.
Yeah, man.
People like Brian Dougal and
Dougal.
I think Ben's out. Ben wants him out, doesn't he? People like that. If Levy, the people who really want him out, right? And I know there's quite a few of them. If Levy took a step back and went into the background and just took care of that business and stayed away from football, would they be happy?
I couldn't answer that, honestly, Jim. I don't know. I know I personally, last year at one point, I just, jokingly said, I like just step up, Levy. I don't care if you leave. I want you to step up. I want you to do the right things. I want you to appoint the right people in the right department. Scouting was off. We were messing up everywhere. Everything was off.
Yeah.
We're completely disjointed in every department.
Yeah.
Which is a trickle-down effect from the top of the food chain, no matter where you work. So if your bosses don't know what they're doing, how the hell are you supposed to know what you're doing?
Yeah.
Has that been corrected in some aspects? Obviously. The train's left the station. We're headed in the right direction. Hopefully we get to our destination. That's pretty much all I'm hoping for right now. Enjoying the ride. I'm sitting back. I'm enjoying the scenery as we pass by so far. And, a lot of the people argue, oh, you think you're going to win the league because you're at top right now. You've been playing shit football. Yeah. It's not like we're blowing out teams 6-0 and playing this amazing football. But when you look statistically, Brian was going over it last night on Tottenham on Tour. I think we pretty much were number 1 or 2 in all leading attacking stats in the league.
Yeah.
I'm not a stats guy at all. So, but he brought it up, and I was like, okay, well, obviously we're doing something right here. So, long may it continue.
Funny as well, Bobby?
I don't know if they've changed, Jim. Sorry.
What's funny as well, Bobby, is Paratici's on that train and he hasn't even got a ticket. He's riding free of charge.
He probably printed his own.
He's
dodgy like that, right?
You can imagine him running. He's catching the train up. He's jumped on free of charge.
He's with Kate running behind the train.
Still, what I will say, do you think that Lang has been brought in to be the face of the fact that Paratici's cooking and he's not supposed to be, or do you think that he's really been brought in to work alongside Paratici? I mean, what's your opinion on it? Big up disabled team. Good to see you. Nita said, how's it going to work if we don't build a strong workforce around the football team? That has bugged me since Levy's been there. Yeah, I mean...
Okay, can I just answer what you just said, right? There must be something that's allowing Paratici to be some sort of consultant, because
he's allowed to be a consultant, but he's not allowed to be involved with transfers.
All right. So if he is being involved in transfers, obviously they're keeping it in-house.
Exactly, because I mean he's got obviously fantastic contacts. He scouted Vicario for a long time, apparently.
So he can recommend players, can he? That's consulting.
I think so. I think he can. Yeah, he just can't get involved with the money side and that sort of thing.
Right.
I think. I mean, no one really seems to know for sure. He did resign, but then he was brought back on a consultancy basis. So I assume that means he's kind of self-employed, but they pay him, I suppose.
He's a contractor then. That's actually pretty smart from the club's point, because then he's an individual contractor. He doesn't officially work for Tottenham.
Yeah,
that's actually pretty smart. Those are the little things that Levy does that I actually give him credit for.
Yeah,
the little angles like that he finds, and the way the club is developed and the stadium is amazing to be at. But then it's just the footballing side is frustrating, right? So.
Yeah, exactly that.
I'm with Dave of the Irish Hotspur on Paratici, because give praise where praise is due. He's made some mistakes, but what DOF hasn't. But on the majority, he's got it right. I think he's brought us some fabulous players. You know, I know there's been some duff ones, right? But most of them have been good, or really, really, really good. Like we've got Madders, we've got Bentancur, Vicario, VDV. They're brilliant players, all of them.
But on the flip side, you've got Hill, who we're not sure of, Kulu, who divides the fan base, Jed Spence.
Praise and then take it away for the duffs that he's brought us.
Yeah. Jim, I'd be happy if Levy stood by a manager for 3-4 years, backed him every window, then it's all on the manager. But because that doesn't happen, it's the chairman who's at fault. Yeah, we need consistency at the club.
There you go, Jim. There's your question answered.
Yeah,
it's the thing.
Still, is Levy out? Is he completely?
Massively, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Him, Brian,
there were all the
I know we're always at protests, organizing, trying to one thing I'll give them credit for, they were there in the rain, in the cold. They're out there in front of the training.
I watched a lot of last night when Still was on, but I've never really seen him like really dig Levy out. I've never seen one of them straight.
Oh, he does.
All right.
He does, yeah. But that's the thing.
Like I said, he's in the business of football, right? That's his business. And we've won one trophy in 23 years. So he's fouled. He's fouled us.
Yeah.
That's bad. It doesn't matter how much money you got in the bank if you're not using it wisely to put us up there to challenge. But now it seems like, because we've got these extra players that are pulling the strings, like we've got Madders and we've got Bentancur coming back and we've got VDV at the back and we've got Vicario in the... It seems like rose petals are in our club, but it can all go pear-shaped if Levy doesn't back him again and again. He's got to still keep on doing it. Because my brother told me a very good thing. He goes, Levy just makes us relevant. He doesn't push us that extra mile. So I want him to push us that extra mile this time. If he doesn't, we're going to have another 23 years like this.
Yeah.
That's if he survives it. Do you know what? He survives everything, doesn't he?
Do you know what? I think he's a genius because he manages every season to convince fans he's changed. He comes out. He
survives everything because he's a cockroach.
Deluded people like me hope again.
No, but he does. Do you know what I mean? Every time people
I'm not gonna lie, I do. I fall for it, Kate. Hook, line, and sinker.
Jim does as well.
I'm a sucker.
And I think I don't think it's that you're a sucker. I think it's you so want to believe
I'll admit it. I am a sucker. Or what was it? Oh yeah, we're the mug squad, mug posse.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Kate, you know the other thing, right? Levy doesn't do many interviews, but when I've watched him on interviews and I've watched him like when he was on the stage with the other, he's not a horrible person. He's a nice guy. You can see that he's a nice guy, right? And I don't know, people are probably going to disagree with me, but I don't think he's a horrible person in any way whatsoever. So that is where if he was a nasty person, it's easier to do it. But I don't really dislike him as a man. I dislike what he's done to our football.
Yeah.
Let's face it, though, Jim. All real successful businessmen have a nasty side.
Yeah, exactly. They've
He's
got
a
to.
Proper businessman. You look at where our club was when I started supporting him in '92. You know, at the time when I was in England, we were like in 14th or something, and we averaged, I think 8th was the best we finished until Martin Yule came along. Before that, so you know, we've made progress, but it's just been a very slow progress that all of a sudden stopped, and we went stale. Then we slowly kicked on again. Like Kate said, he brings us hope again, and he takes it away.
Yeah,
he's worse than the goddamn Grinch.
He makes us relevant, and then nothing.
Look
he doesn't push us on.
I can't say that name, Kate. What name's that?
The Farshad. This is what annoys me, right?
Well,
this is what I said. Savage.
Something on this, right? I can't get my head round, right? Why Levy buys players that people like Grealish. We lost Grealish for a 2 or 3 million. I get so frustrated? Can he not see what a great player he was? And we could have nicked him for 25 or 30 million, right? And what a player to have in our club. But he's done that continuously with players where he won't put that extra little bit of money in to get a fantastic player, but then they buy shit like Undembele, and Jed Spence has been a disaster, and Lo Celso. And I think to myself, we're just football fans that love football, and our knowledge is in football, more mine, is minute to people that are involved in it. And I think if I can see it, why can't they see it? And it's so frustrating.
Yeah, well,
Because your
that comes
knowledge
down
of
to
football is
recruitment,
not
doesn't it, Jim?
minute. That's why, Jim.
What's that?
Because your knowledge of football is not minute.
Well,
Your
it is
knowledge
compared
of
to the
football,
people
you've
in
been
football.
a fan for more than they've been in football.
Yeah.
But I
You've
get
seen
so
players come and
frustrated
go.
with it. That really winds me up. That's the one thing about Tottenham that sends me insane. You know, sometimes the players they buy, and sometimes the ones that they could have bought but don't buy. And I think to myself, who's advising these people? I could go do their job and do a better job than them, and I'm just a football fan.
Can
But
I
like
just
Elly
say
said,
this?
Jim, that's more of a business decision because these guys are going to look at how do the wages impact us? How does this player's transfer value affect us? What is the resale value going to be? How long is this person's shelf life? How is their marketability? How many jerseys sales are we going to get for him? Or, you know, what market can we tap into with him? Will he expose and open a new market to us? Because let's face it, Sonny is worth his fee in shirt sales alone anywhere pretty much any club he goes to. So I think it's more that business aspect that screws things up, and it's our recruiting that got it wrong. But again, who hired those guys? Who hired the recruiting department? Who put them in place?
Can I just say this is another thing that annoys me about the Paratici lovers? Like Richie apparently and Jed Spence were a Levy signing, so all the crap is a Levy signing, but all the good ones are Paratici. And Steve D makes a good point. Paratici was the one who recommended Nuno and Conte to the board to be managers. So you can't look at it all one way. He's done some good things, but he's also done some bad things. I don't hate Kulu, Ronnie. I just don't like his style of play as a winger for our team. I don't hate anybody in our team, but I don't like him very much.
But you know, when he brought in Conte, I don't think there was one fan who thought it was a bad move. Not many. I think most people were.
Yeah,
they were singing his name all the time. Antonio. Everybody outside the ground, there was Italian flags with his saying he's the Godfather. They're all behind it. Not everybody. I wouldn't say all, but a lot of the fan base were behind it. But then when it started going tits up, because Levy wasn't backing him, and like Sava called it, didn't he? He said he's not the right manager because he's not going to get backed. And then he's going to go toxic, and it's all going to go tits up, which he did do.
Yeah,
I never wanted Conte.
That's Sava again now.
Did I, Jim?
What's that?
I never wanted Conte. I knew it wouldn't work. Not in a million years was it ever going to work.
He said, Stell said, Jim, I'll become Levy out when we sacked Poch. That was my breaking point. Now, Kate, if you remember, that was kind of my breaking point.
And mine.
Because I thought to myself, we was on the cusp of winning the league, and we got to have, I think it was 4 semi-finals, was it, under Poch, and we got to the Champions League final, and he never backed him for 3 windows, and that kind of what broke me as well. And I thought to myself, he sacked Poch, and I thought it's going to take us years to get back to that, and look where we are. It took us years.
Yeah. There's no issue with Levy as a human being. It's about his ambition for Spurs to win, not just get an invite to the party. We want to host the party. Yeah, amen to that.
Yeah.
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride, as they say.
Yeah, we want to be jumping on tables at the party.
Yeah, smashing plates. Yeah. Levy and his crew of bankers, they come from a different world. Money first investment, but he neglected the football inside so bad. Yeah.
Bankers or wankers? I didn't read that.
Both. I think.
Both. Bankers and wankers. It's a new firm.
Yeah, they go together.
Can't forgive Levy for not kicking on under Poch, borderline malpractice. Yeah. We were literally on the precipice of being an absolute false.
Did you hear that? Precipice.
And he never backed him, and then didn't back him for 3 windows. Yeah, exactly. He pulled the plug.
Yeah.
500 days without signing anyone. I mean,
I know.
He put us back so many years now. I look at that and say, a good businessman surely could see that was going to happen. Is he really that good of a businessman that he refused to do that when he could have pushed us over the edge? Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Genius, because the product was selling. I don't need to advertise it more. I don't need to push it out there more. I don't need to invest in advertising. I don't need to invest in billboards. I don't need to buy TV commercials to push my product. These idiots are chewing it up. They're buying it up still.
Yeah.
That's why I know why people like Brian, Stell, these guys get pissed off with fans, because they're like, you idiots are still fueling this. You're still putting money into their pocket when they're letting us down as fans. So I that's why I started to get on the train with Brian. I started to understand where they were coming from. I started to see what they were seeing, and I started to get frustrated. But like I said, as an individual, I try not to look at that side of life. There's enough negativity in our lives, in our real life, that our sporting life should bring us joy and some sort of, it's going to bring us ups and downs. But when it got to the point where it's just consistently down, I started getting over. I was going to the dark side. I was like, I saw Darth Vader there waving me over, and I was like, I like your costume. Here I come. But it was just it happens, was it Stell said, was it when Potch was fired, that was his breaking point. I know with Brian, he tells me when Yoel was fired, that was his breaking point. So people have certain points that they can get to, and then that's it. They snap. And like, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Jim, me and Jim were being pushed to that point. Thankfully, things changed right before we got to that point, and I'm back on the positivity side and the deluded happy side, and I'm good with that kind of thing. But it's
last season. Do you know what? The only miserable thing in my life last season was Tottenham. It was the only miserable thing in my life. It's the only thing that made me miserable. And I got to a stage I couldn't watch them. And you're laughing, Bobby. Yeah, but it's true.
No, I'm laughing because this year Tottenham are good, and to add misery to your life, your wife threw you down the stairs. Sorry, it's just.
Kate, did you hear that?
I've just been invited on the top 6 on the football terrace tonight at 5.
Nice.
Oh my God. I'm scared. Yes, sorry, I was just going to answer this question. Yeah, I heard Bobby Sound threw you downstairs. Is it concerning that Son keeps getting taken off around the 70th minute? I think it's incredibly concerning, particularly when he takes Madders off as well, because all our creativity goes. But at the same time, we've got to try and look after Sonny, because he's obviously carrying some sort of knock. And if we keep playing him for 90 minutes, it's going to eventually come back and bite us on the arse. There's no doubt about it. So what choice does he have?
He's a good manager by doing it, because he's protecting Sonny, right? Because if he overexerts himself and then he gets the injury and he's out for 5, 6, 7 games, that's going to do our season in, because he's the one popping in the goals. He's got 7 of our 20, so that's nearly half, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
And Maddison is taking off, which is a good thing as well. But I do get a bit worried when they come off, I must admit.
Well, you see the drop in the class, the creativity just goes out the window when they come off.
We drop in class, but we haven't given a game away, which is good.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we didn't give goals away when we could. Every time they've come on, apart from Burnley, I think we gave 1 goal away. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, but against Fulham,
that's what I'm saying. With our starting 11, if we can just get that extra goal or 2 to pad it, then when we're making these substitutions and going into more defensive style, it's not so concerning as fans. But we're only got a 1-goal lead, and you take off your attacking players and bring on defensive players, right?
Like Fulham, Bobby. Fulham, it was 2-0 when he done the changes. If it wasn't for Cario, it would have gone for Cario. It would have gone 2-1, and then it was like 7 minutes left, plus like 10 minutes extra time. You're talking now panicking because we're 2-1 up, and they've got the ascendancy. So it is panicky.
We had some really good defensive blocks, in both of those games, right? So we've got to big that up, because sometimes you've got to defend. Teams are going to come at you, but I can see your point about the creativity goes, because it does.
It's gone, yeah.
I don't think he'll pull them off at 1-0 though. If he does, then he shoots himself in the foot.
Thing is, I think now we've got Johnson coming back, you have got that creativity option from him, because he's got a good foot on him. I mean, we've seen he can strike a ball, so maybe he'll be more of a backup striker option till we bring someone in, please God, in January. But I don't know who will be available. I know Santiago Jimenez is doing the rounds as well, and that guy from Galatasaray that you said about, was it Galatasaray? No,
Yeah,
Stuttgart.
the Turkish boy.
From Stuttgart,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's a
I think
winner.
Has said he's good.
Yeah,
the guy Sean's on
very,
about,
very good.
they
Yeah.
said there's a clause in his contract. What do they call it when you can buy him out early?
Buy a close.
Yeah, buyout clause.
Yeah.
That's it. There's a buyout clause in his contract. I think he
Oh,
said.
okay.
I think he said October that it kicks in. I think that's what he said. So it's kicked in. So
Yeah, because that's how they got Holland so cheap, right? As soon as
Yeah.
his clause was activated, it was like
Yeah.
68 million or something, or
it's
63
50, wasn't it?
million.
50 million.
50? I thought it was 60
I
something. But what,
think it was
whatever.
50 million. That's what I
Maybe-
thought. But
Yeah,
50,
pounds
60,
maybe, and then 60 something euro, or I
Yeah.
don't. That's the issue over here, Jim. When it depends on what article I read, I see stuff in pounds, I see stuff in euro, and which one's which kind of thing. It's well.
When Arslan said he isn't carrying any player, he said he makes subs to win, no matter who they are. Yeah, I agree, but I do feel that he hasn't got the tools that he needs.
No, of course
You know,
not yet.
When you look at the
Yeah.
benches of some of the other teams and you look at our bench, it's a little bit concerning. Players would be more inclined to play through injury for Ange. Sonny would be on the treatment table already under anyone else. Yeah, quite
That's a
possibly.
good point. Yeah.
I put Kudo on the left where he plays as an international. We might get some supply for Valise from the left end. Also put BJ in his specialist position to get to the byline. Yeah, I mean, we're all crying for Kulu to move to the left, but I just don't think he's going to do it. I don't know why. He just don't seem to want to do it. I'd like to see Solomon get a run of games. Can't say I've seen enough to make up my mind. Yeah, I agree with that. I'm not been overly convinced about him yet, but we haven't really seen enough, so it's not really fair to judge. Same with Brennan Johnson. We haven't seen enough of him either. So, but yeah, before we go, because we'll wrap up in a minute, because we haven't had anything to eat yet with Jimbo. What's everybody? Obviously, Ellie, we're doing our show tomorrow anyway for the pre-match build-up. Bobby, what's your prediction for the Palace game tomorrow night?
9-0.
What is it?
9-0.
9-0.
Yeah.
You mean 0-9?
I don't think Palace are a pushover, and we're there, are we not? Is it at home?
Yeah, it's a Palace.
It's at
Yeah,
their
it's at their
ground, right?
place.
It's
Yeah.
Okay, so Newcastle I know pushed 4 across. They're missing Elise, they're missing Eze, but Edouard is back, and so is that Brazilian kid. Franca, is it? Franca? I'm
not sure.
Yeah, they got that. I saw Jay was showing me some highlights regarding this kid. Actually, I was like, wow, this kid looks pretty good. I don't think it's going to be easy when we always seem to have a bit of an issue over at Crystal Palace, but I think I went with 3-0 last night, so I'm going to stick with that.
3-0. Okay.
Yeah.
Jim Bob?
And then after that win, of course, that means Postecoglou gets another Manager of the Month award, and Vicario gets Player of the Month award, and we've trebled up, and the league is on, the title's on, the double's on.
Corey says 3-1 Spurs.
Hey, Corey.
Alan's son, or Geordie says 3-0, comfortable win. Wow. 3-1 says Mark. Stel says the issues if we don't give the second string players or fringe players a run out, they will rot and they'll be useless when we actually need them. So what's the answer? Yep, I can't disagree with that. 3-1 says Drula. Ange wasn't happy with the second half and would have given players a rev for more consistency. Spurs will batter some teams this year 5-0. That takes me to Jimbo. What are you sticking with 5-0?
I'm going to say we are going to batter someone very, very soon. I can feel it, right? And I think it's going to be Palace. So I'm going to put my money on with Sky Bet. I'm going to have a bet on 5-0 and 5-1.
Okay. Ellie, I'll ask you today. I'll ask you again tomorrow, though. But I'll ask you today. What do you think the score will be?
Right. I've got my lucky green ring on, if you can see that. That's my lucky. So we haven't lost this season. We're going to be the Invincibles. We're going 3-1 tomorrow because I can see Palace scoring because they're so good aerially and like from free kicks and corners. So they will score, but we're going to score 3 and we're going to win. Come on. Long may our top of the league live. Come on.
Only for 29 more games. That's all I ask.
I'm going to go with...
I just want to say top of the league for 29 more games. That's it.
That's it.
29 more.
Come on.
I think it's going to be slightly tighter than everyone else. I think I'm going for a 1-2 to Tottenham. I did actually get last week's right. Oh, no.
Boo, Eugene.
I did actually get last week's right 2-0, but I said Sonny and Romero, and it was Sonny and Madders. But Eugene says 1-0. But yeah, 2-1, I'm going to say. So,
Maybe
Bobby,
we
when
should introduce the scorers into our prediction as well to give us extra points, Kate.
bloody, I'm bad enough at it as it is.
You guys are making yours more complicated. I keep it simple for the kids. Win or loss.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. You got it right or you got it wrong.
What?
Yeah.
When are we next going to see you, Bobby?
I don't know. No, we don't have Kuva the Kang is not this Saturday. The boys, unfortunately, Big K keeps coming home with extra assignments right now. It's his last year of high school before he goes off to college or university, so he's getting a bit bombarded. So they haven't been able to play. Hopefully, they might get a little gaming in tonight. And then me and Brian were talking about maybe doing a pop-up, or me and Kuva maybe a little pop-up tomorrow for a pre-game thing, or we might do a post-game thing. So you never know. Come on over to the Three Spurs Boys, hit that little notification belly thingy, and we live. We not.
Great
we not.
channel. I love the channel.
Appreciate that, Jim. Thank you very much.
Head on over to Free Spurs Boys and subscribe if you haven't already. Jim, you never know where you're going to be. Just wait and
At the
see.
bottom of the stairs.
What? Yeah. As long as
Oh my God, how
yeah.
great would that be? All of a sudden, Jim turns his camera on. He's like, all right.
Close.
Yeah, Will
Well, he
holding
does
the
it
camera
again.
above him.
You've
and
already
having
done
three
it,
from
yeah.
before.
Well,
She's
up
going
till
for a
now,
double whammy, break the leg as well.
oh, don't say that because it'll probably happen now. Well,
what was you
I'm
going to
not
say?
nowhere till next Wednesday with you.
Right, okay.
Ah.
He's always welcome to jump in on any of our shows. We're doing the pre-match preview tomorrow, so at 1 o'clock, me and Elly. So the door is always open for you, Jim
All right.
Bob.
See how the armies.
Elly, are you anywhere before tomorrow, or?
Yeah, I am. I've been invited on Cock and Ball for 4 o'clock, so that's
Okay.
good. I like that
Yes, they are,
show.
Alan.
Hotel Cockerel. Kose, as they're known now.
Yeah, Kose.
Yeah. So I like it. They do keep, sell, and send to West Ham. I love that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're on there, and then you're back.
Bobby's invited me as well to go on with his boys.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, you're doing the next weekly recap.
That's it.
She'll come
Excellent.
in. So basically,
Oh,
what
that'd
we're
be
trying to do,
brilliant.
the boys are trying to do, is have somebody come on as a guest to just to talk about just the Spurs game, because that's the only game they talk about. The rest they just do a quick recap regarding the scores, and then they spend 5 or 7 minutes actually talking about the game. So they want 5 or 7 minute guests. But
I look forward to that.
yeah, oh, you guys, you're on the list too, Jim and Kate. You guys are at the top of the list. Yeah,
Yeah, but with
you guys are
Elly,
gonna be
it'd be
coming on
good.
too. Yeah, one at a time though. They just want one guest at a time.
Yeah. Well,
Of
I'll
course
be
you'll
on at
first,
5.
Jim. I mean,
What's
no,
that?
Kate will be first. Kate will be first. I think if I bring you first, she's going to push you.
I'm going to do a shout out to Jacob to have me on again. I love Jacob's show.
Yeah.
I love Jacob's show as well. Yeah. I like Papa.
Hey, what was the one before Alan's one?
Mia said she'd love to have you on one day, Jimbo.
Ah, I'd love to come on. I didn't see. I can't. So I'm not being rude, but I'm on my iPad and I can't see the chat unless Kate brings it up.
I do try and bring it. I have brought most of them up, if not all of them.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah. So today at 5, I'm on Football Terrace top 6 or something it's called. I don't know, but yeah, I'll be on there, and then back at 1 o'clock tomorrow with Elly. So yeah, if you're around at 5, come on over. Give me some support because I'm actually a little bit nervous now. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, so
Kate, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm on with Igal, the Gooner. You've never seen him?
No, I probably have, but I just can't put the name to the face.
He's all right, Kate.
When I see his face, I'll probably know him.
I've never streamed with him.
No, Lee
but I've seen him write good comments about you.
Have you?
Yeah, I'm sure he has.
He tweeted out about me yesterday. He shared the TikTok video, the video of the stream, and said that I was talking sense. So yeah, maybe he'd be all right with me. But I've also seen
he'd written about you that was nice.
I've also seen him be absolutely savage to some people as well. So I'm a little bit.
Okay, listen to me. We've all seen you on streams, and we know you can
handle yourself.
You can handle your own. So I'm not worried.
Oh, good luck with you, girl.
Kuba, Jim, Ben.
Just throw them down the stairs if they give you trouble.
Yeah, I'll just threaten them with violence.
Yeah.
Don't be Kate. Guess Ego will be as confident as usual. Yeah, I'm just going to say what I'm going to say and be who I am, and that's all I can do. I can't be anybody else. So
Good luck.
But thank you everyone for coming on. I think everyone's saying good luck. That makes me even more nervous. Thank you
Good luck.
everyone for coming on. Shut up, Bobby. Stop it. But yeah, have a good day, everyone, and yeah, probably see you later. And if not, enjoy the rest of your day. And
Sorry, my bad. Before he brings it up, he's gonna give me shit later. I'll be on Shelfside Spurs today at 7:30 p.m. UK time, 2:30 p.m. here in Canada.
Oh yeah,
Can't wait.
about
Shelfside is finally back.
Yeah.
Oh, Nick! Oh, hey, what a coincidence!
Here he is.
There he is. Oh, there you go. What do you know? What do you know? There you go. Nick's in the chat. Big up, brother. Big up, brother.
yeah, don't forget Shelfside Spurs back tonight.
Nick, you must have missed it, Nick. I just said it. You must have missed it.
7:30.
Steve, just asked the show you're going to be on.
It's called The Top Six. It's 5:00 and it's on the Football Terrace. So yeah, I shall be on that at 5:00. So Louise called you, Bobby.
American salsa.
Sorry, folks. Shelfside has been cancelled today. Unfortunately, they've decided they're not going to be streaming.
Yeah, and
There's
instead Sarah's doing a
show at
watch along.
7:30 p.m. In fact, at 7:25 p.m., Three Spurs Boys will be live.
Yeah, and at 7:30, I believe Football Heritage TV is also live doing a watch along. So yeah, unlucky Nick.
Bobby, I was just going to call you a bus wanker because you drive a bus.
Bus wanker.
I don't wank the bus,
Sorry,
though.
Bobby.
Well, I know I've got a little bit of
I don't
girth
really
down
mean
there,
it.
but he's not considered to be a bus.
I don't think Bobby knows where that's from.
It's from the In-Betweeners.
In-Betweeners.
Oh,
As
my
it can.
God. Bus wanker. He's legendary in
It's from
England.
It's from a film, a funny film as well.
The In-Betweeners.
The In-Betweeners.
It's not a film, it's a series.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
Well,
and
if
it's a
it's a
film.
series, then no, definitely. If it's a movie,
It's a
maybe.
comedy series.
And it's
It's
got they've got
absolutely
two
brilliant.
films out as well.
Yeah, but the actual Bus
Yeah.
Wankers is from the series.
Yeah.
It's from the series, yeah.
So
Bus wankers.
Right,
When their
have a
car
good day,
breaks
everyone.
down. No, we won't spoil it for Bobby. He might want to
no,
watch
that's
it.
right. Don't forget Shelfside Spurs, Football Terrace at 5, Shelfside Spurs at 7:30. Have a great day, everyone, and au revoir.